Well, good morning. This is Tech for Senior. I'm Ron Brown. I'll be your host today for the next hour. And next week, Hewie will be the host, and I'll be putting my feet up and relaxing. So, welcome. And we do appreciate the time that you're going to spend with us today, and we appreciate you coming. This, of course, is episode 225 in season 5. And this, of course, is July the 29th. We have a great show for you today. I think it's going to be a bit of a funny show. We're going to have some fun, and we're going to talk a little bit about AI prompts and some of the fun things that you can do with artificial intelligence. So this will be certainly something as we move into the fall, and the following year we'll be talking a lot more about prompts. And speaking of prompts, Hewie did an excellent presentation in an article in our Saturday newsletter, of course, on prompts. No, sorry, I did. I put the article in on prompts, so we'll talk a little bit more about that on in a minute. But I wanted to talk about our newsletter because, of course, we have our sponsors, which are the Central Florida Computer Society, the Glendora Computer Club, and Geeks on Tour. Today, for those of you who saw our Saturday newsletter of this week, you probably, again, we had an article, I put an article in about prompts, and we'll be talking today in the show a lot about things that you can do with AI and some of the fun that you can have. Now, Hewie's article on Saturday was all about ChatGPT search, which of course we'll be talking again about that on our Thursday show, and also the link that you can sign up to start using it as a search. Now, will this really be a big problem for Google? Well, we're going to talk all about that on our Thursday show this Thursday. For those of you who saw read our Saturday newsletter, you will have realized there's a new section in there, and that is, of course, a quiz. So we now have a 5-question quiz each Saturday, and you can see how you do because we actually give you the answers. So it's an honor system, and you can score yourself. At the bottom of the newsletter, you'll see the answers. And the answer, of course, to this, the answers or the questions this week were related to Google Photos. So we have 5 Google Photos questions, and I'm going to talk to our panel today and see how well they did and if they got 100%. I can tell you who got 100% for sure, and that was Chris Gould. Well done, Chris, although I assumed that you would easily get those questions. So what we're going to do is the questionnaire will be about a topic that we discussed in the previous meeting. So for example, today, Bill James is going to talk about Notepad. So the questions this Saturday will be on Notepad, and you can see how you did and how you learned from Bill's presentation today and see how you scored. I guess, Bill, if we get too many people saying they got 1 out of 5, you'll have to do the presentation again, right? They didn't get it, so you'll have to do it over again. Anyway, so it should be a fun thing to do, and we hope you enjoy it. If you have any feedback or comments or questions, we'd be happy to entertain that. But that's a new feature in our Saturday newsletter. So if you haven't subscribed, make sure you do. Today in our section on our premiere video, it will be, there's 3 sections, and I'm doing a talk on saving your screenshot to Google Photos. Hewie's talking on fact checking with Snopes, and I'm going to talk about is someone tracking you and the Android feature to help for security and to try and find if people are tracking you with trackers. So that's all today on our premiere video, and I'll put the link in the chat for you. So let me take off the spotlight. Hewie, did you answer the questions?
Did
you? What was your score? You can tell me. I won't tell anybody.
I got all of them right.
Did you?
Yes. But I use Google Photos, and I also attend the Geeks on Tour program.
And so you should get them all right then, right?
Yeah.
There you go. Excellent. And well done with your talk on AI. That was excellent. I
Yeah,
thought
I'm putting together a newsletter. It's going to go out today or tomorrow, and I've already posted the video of it, but it's only going to be available to those who get the newsletter. It's a link. It's not public. And so if you're not part of that newsletter and would like to be, drop me a line and I'll add you to the list or tell you how to do it. It's a MailChimp list.
we should put that link in our Saturday newsletter under your section A. Maybe we should put just the header on that and put that link in so people
How
can
to sign up for it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not
yeah.
not the newsletter itself.
Okay. All right. Good. And that's great. And Bob, did you take the quiz?
Yes, and I cheated. I got the same answers that Hewie got. So yeah,
You got 100%. Now, did you look at the answers first, or did you actually do?
No. I made sure I took the quiz and then I looked at the answer. So I surprised myself that I got 100. But I also listened to Chris every.
You're a disciple of Chris's as well.
Correct.
All right. Well, very good. And Bob has an outstanding video on prompts, as I talked about in our Saturday newsletter. I'm not sure if he's going to play that next week. I'm not sure if he's got the schedule done, but if not, I'll be playing it the following. But well done. That was really a good video. We'll be talking a lot more about prompts this year. Now, Ray, the honest man. Ray, I don't have any doubt that you took it and would be totally honest about this. What was your score?
I was wrong on question 3. I thought that
Okay.
was A. The other ones I did get correct. And the only defense I have is I am not an active user of Google Photos.
Okay, there you go. All right. Well, thank you so much. And Bill James.
I missed number 3 as well. I think it's a trick question.
Well,
Thank you, Bill.
well, in actual fact, Chris already sent me a whole page of why that isn't exactly correct. So anyway, we won't discuss that now because that could take up the whole
number
show.
3 is under discussion.
Under discussion, under discussion. And Chris, I'm not going to get you. I'm not going to ask you because I know you certainly. Anyway, so just to let everybody know, I've already emailed Bill the questions for next Saturday newsletter and said Bill has already made one correction in my questions. So we're going to actually have the presenter review the questions before they go in. So that'll even work better, right? All right, let's get on with the show. We have a big show for you today. Let's get on with that. And Bob, take it away.
Here is my security news roundup for the week ending July 26, 2024. This is why Y2K24 was much worse than the real Y2K. We stockpiled, considered building bunkers, and generally prepared for the first tech apocalypse on January 1st, 2000, like it might be the end of the world. But the original Y2K came and went and was nothing compared to Y2K24. That's what many have come to call the CrowdStrike outage that sparked a global tech calamity on an unprecedented scale. Travel was upended, health providers couldn't serve patients, banks were unavailable, stock markets closed, and shipments stalled. Everything basically went to hell for most of July 19th, a day that will go down in history as the worst IT outage ever. We hope. Read more at techradar.com. Cyber criminals exploit CrowdStrike update mishap to distribute Remco's rat malware. Cybersecurity firm CrowdStrike, which is facing the heat for causing worldwide IT disruptions by pushing out a flawed update to Windows devices, is now warning that threat actors are exploiting the situation to distribute Remco's rat to its customers in Latin America under the guise of providing a hotfix. The attack chains involve distributing a zip archive named CrowdStrike-Hotfix.zip, which contains a malware loader named Hijack Loader, also known as Doyle Loader or IDAT Loader, that in turn launches the Remco's rat payload. To prevent this, only download from known and legitimate sources. Read more at thehackernews.com. Google backtracks on Chrome's biggest privacy promise. Google has abandoned its plans to deprecate third-party cookies in Chrome. This follows multiple extensions to the timeline for killing off the advertiser-friendly feature. Google instead proposes an updated approach to user privacy and tracking, while offering little detail. In an update shared on Google's Privacy Sandbox blog, VP Anthony Chavez explains, "We are proposing an updated approach that elevates user choice. Instead of deprecating third-party cookies, we would introduce a new experience in Chrome that lets people make an informed choice that applies across their web browsing, and they'd be able to adjust that choice at any time." Read more at androidauthority.com. Microsoft Defender flaw exploited to deliver ACR, Luma, and Mendoza stealers. A now patched security flaw in the Microsoft Defender Smart Screen has been exploited as part of a new campaign designed to deliver information stealers such as ACR stealer, Luma, and Mendoza. Fortinet FortiGuard Labs said it detected the stealer campaign targeting Spain, Thailand, and the US using booby-trapped files that exploit CVE 2024-21412 with a CVSS score of 8.1. The high-severity vulnerability allows an attacker to sidestep smart screen protection and drop malicious payloads. Make sure your operating system is fully updated. Read more at thehackernews.com. Meta removes 63,000 Instagram accounts linked to Nigerian sextortion scams. Meta Platforms on Wednesday said it took steps to remove around 63,000 Instagram accounts in Nigeria that were found to target people with financial sextortion scams. These included a small coordinated network of around 2,500 accounts that we were able to link to a group of around 20 individuals, the company said. They targeted primarily adult men in the U.S. and used fake accounts to mask their identities. In cases where some of these accounts attempted to target minors, Meta said it reported them to the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. Why isn't this addressed on an account-by-account basis? Read more at thehackernews.com. New Chrome feature scans password-protected files for malicious content. Google said it's adding new security warnings when downloading potentially suspicious and malicious files via its Chrome web browser. We have replaced our previous warning messages with more detailed ones that convey more nuance about the nature of the danger and can help users make more informed decisions, some members of the Chrome security team said. To that end, the search giant is introducing a two-tiered download warning taxonomy based on verdicts provided by Google Safe Browsing, suspicious files, and dangerous files. Read more at thehackernews.com. Biggest ever leak of digital pirates. 10 million exposed by Z Library copycat. 10 million people thought they were accessing an ebook piracy site called Z Library. Instead, scammers collected their personal information, passwords, crypto addresses, and possibly payments. What's worse, they leaked all their information, exposing users to other cybercriminals and authorities. On June 27, 2024, the Cyber News research team discovered an exposed database containing almost 10 million users' data. The data belonged to a threat actor operating a malicious clone of ℸ𝕠library, a well-known shadow online platform for pirating books and academic papers. Read more at cybernews.com. Your old emails might be harboring dirty secrets. Delete them while you can. We're all guilty of keeping emails in our inbox for far too long. You might have tens of thousands of emails in your inbox right now, but is it safe? We asked cybersecurity experts to weigh in on the topic and answer the question: should we keep ancient emails in our inbox? While it might be tempting to store private and company information in your inbox, and email security has certainly improved over the years, many experts agree that this isn't a good idea. It's never wise to keep emails containing personally identifiable information in your inbox, as email is one of the easiest ways cybercriminals can catch you. Read more at cybernews.com. This week's must-see on my YouTube channel: Defending Against Cyber Attacks on Infrastructure. Imagine waking up to a city plunged into darkness, with no power, water, or functioning transport. This could actually happen. Please watch my video on that topic by following the link listed. Did you know a flock of flamingos is called a flamboyance? If you're going to be pink and stand on one leg, you might as well do it with style. There are more stars in the universe than grains of sand on all the world's beaches. So when someone says you're one in a million, they're seriously underestimating you. Bananas are berries, but strawberries aren't. The fruit naming committee must have been on a coffee break when this was decided. Just thought you might want to know. The measure of achievement is not winning awards. It's doing something that you appreciate, something you believe is worthwhile. Thanks to Julia Child. And that's a wrap for this week's Security News Roundup. Stay safe, stay secure, and I'll see you again next week. Bye-bye, and thanks for watching and listening. Howdy! Let me introduce you to some more Tech for Senior AI fun. And you can try this out by going to klingai.com. Get some free credits and you get to try what they offer. And what they offer is text to video and images to video. Let me show you what I was able to create using their AI. So on the left, you see the image that I uploaded. And on the right, there is what it did with that image. Pretty darn good. It makes me look like I'm a happy fella. Didn't get any younger, but sure did a nice job with creating a video out of a still image. I also tried a text input, and the text input was simple. Seniors joining the Monday 11:30 a.m. Eastern Tech for Senior Zoom meeting. And to the right, you see its output. It's a little 5-second clip, but it looks like a bunch of seniors joining our show. While it's still free, while you can still try this without having to pay for it, give it a shot. You might enjoy it. Stay safe, stay secure. I'll see you again soon. Thanks for watching and listening.
Thanks, Bob. So Kling AI, Hugh, you talked about that, of course, on last Thursday, and it is a interesting app that you can use. Bob is also going to venture into a career in music, and we'll be talking more about that later in the show. So Ray, be careful, Bob's coming, and he's going to he could be famous. He may be on your list, so watch for Bob. All right, Hewie, tell us how we're essential home modifications for aging in place. This sounds interesting. What do I need to buy? What more do I need to buy? Can you find it on Amazon?
Essential home modifications for aging in place. I'm Hewie Poplock. Numerous surveys and studies show that a majority of adults prefer to stay in their homes for as long as possible. However, simply remaining in the home where you've always lived may not be feasible for all seniors. In some cases, stairs and other physical characteristics of the home can make it more difficult to move around and stay in place long term. Here are 13 things you can do to make your home safer and more comfortable for aging in place. 1. Start now. Aging is inevitable, so you'll need to plan ahead for your potential health needs. Making small changes now can help you avoid scrambling to make big changes later on when you have limited capacity. One way to get started is by connecting with a geriatric care manager or a care coordinator who can come into your home and complete a home safety and senior living assessment. These experts can recommend ways to make the home safer, outline what senior-specific resources might be available in the area, develop a care plan, be an asset in the community if any situation arises. 2. Eliminate hazards. Safety should be the first priority in creating an environment that's conducive to aging in place. Seniors typically have less mobility and physical agility, and their senses can be diminished. Some changes to accommodate aging seniors include removing clutter and widening walkways, eliminating area rugs that are tripping hazards, replacing rugs or mats with non-slip options to reduce the risk of slips and falls, checking carpeting for frayed edges, increasing lighting levels by using higher output LED bulbs. 3. Eliminate stairs. Stairs pose a real challenge to many older adults, as arthritic knees and hips make navigating these areas challenging. It may not be possible to eliminate all stairs without moving to a new house, but single-floor living, even converting a dining room into a bedroom, for instance, is best. Adding a primary bedroom suite to the first floor of your home is ideal. If that's not possible, then adding a chairlift or elevator is a second choice. 4. Add bathroom elements. Bathrooms are notoriously slippery. Modifications such as increasing support and providing firmer footing are essential. Bathroom modifications for seniors often include non-slip shower floors, grab bars in the shower and alongside toilets, raised toilets, walk-in tubs, seats or a padded bench in the shower. 5. Move kitchen appliances. Relocating kitchen appliances from upper cabinets to waist height can also reduce risk of injury. Plus, countertop appliances may be more accessible to seniors who have difficulty reaching overhead. You may also want to lower counters and cabinets for seniors who use a wheelchair. 6. Swap out doorknobs. Small movements can become problematic for those with arthritis in the hands, wrists, or fingers, making small movements such as turning a doorknob to be painful. Upgrading to lever-style door handles allows seniors to open doors without straining their hands and wrists. 7. Widen doorways. Standard doorways are typically too narrow to accommodate walkers, wheelchairs, and similar mobility devices. Mobility challenges are often a part of aging, and without easy passage from room to room, seniors can feel frustrated, isolated, and restricted. Unfortunately, widening doorways is not as simple as replacing a doorknob, because it requires working with a contractor who understands how to modify the home appropriately for aging in place and the needs of the elderly. While this is a bigger investment, it can make a big difference in keeping you in your home in the long term. 8. Add ramps. To ease entry into the house, you may need to add a ramp to smooth the front door or garage stairs. For older adults relying on walkers or wheelchairs, steps can be impossible and severely limit their mobility. Installing ramps can eliminate obstacles and give seniors more independence. Ramps can also be useful for creating more level transitions between flooring surfaces to help minimize the risk of tripping or falling. This home modification for the elderly must be performed by licensed and experienced professionals to ensure the correct height and rise for safety. 9. Lighten up. Many homes don't have adequate lighting, which can pose a real challenge for seniors whose vision is declining. Strategies to improve lighting around the house include installing motion sensing night lights near the bed and bathroom to make any middle of the night treks from bed to toilet safer. Adding task lighting such as bedside and floor lamps to brighten dark spaces. Covering or moving any power cords out of the way so they're not a trip hazard. Installing more ambient lighting, such as recessed lights. For in-wall light switches, consider replacing conventional toggle light switches with a paddle light switch, which can be operated with the touch of a finger and are more straightforward to use. 10. Smarten up. There are several new smart devices that can make aging in place easier, such as smart appliances and intelligent lighting. In many cases, you can control lighting, temperature control, and other conveniences with a simple click or by giving a voice command on your smartphone. 11. Add adjustable furniture. Adjustable beds and recliners can be a good option to provide better comfort and mobility support. Lift chairs can support seniors to get to a standing position if they have difficulties on their own from a seated position. Make sure all of the furniture in the house is safe and sturdy. 12. Add a home monitoring system. Home monitoring systems, which may come with medical alert systems, can alert caregivers and family members to unusual activity, falls, and other emergencies. As an important security measure, a doorbell that has a camera in it can also make it easier to keep tabs on who's coming and going at the house. 13. Keep it dry. Aging often means becoming more vulnerable to colds and other illnesses because the immune system starts to weaken. You can help offset this by keeping your home warm and dry by periodically running a dehumidifier in your living room and bedroom to remove moisture from the air and reduce your chances of developing pulmonary diseases. Potential drawbacks. While aging in place is often viewed as the ideal, there are some problems that can arise, including isolation and loneliness. Seniors with declining mobility may be less able to get out of the house. You need a plan in place, such as in-home visits, technology-based interactions, and social outings to prevent loneliness and associated physical issues and depression. Masking decline. An older adult living alone may try to hide their physical or mental decline to avoid moving to a senior living facility or hiring in-home care. Even family members who visit frequently may not observe problems until a crisis situation. You'll need to stay vigilant for any changes that indicate that your loved one's health is faltering. Financial burdens. Aging in place may not be affordable for every senior, particularly those in older homes or on fixed incomes. Over time, care expenses can grow as well. The bottom line, aging in place can be the best option for many people. By making some or all of these changes, you may be able to extend your time at home indefinitely. Maintaining independence is probably the number one reason most seniors would choose to age in place if possible. It's very difficult to give up the last bits of their sense of control, which gives them a higher quality of life and overall well-being. Change is always difficult, and moving is always stressful. Remaining at home longer can also help seniors keep critical social ties to their community, friends and loved ones, and the memories and emotional attachment they have to their home. Essential home modifications for aging in place. I'm Hewie Poplock.
Rethinking the value of Notepad. I'm Bill James. Notepad is a text editor that was first appeared in Windows in 1985 with the release of Windows 1.1. It has been included in every subsequent version of Windows since then, making it one of the longest standing features in the Windows operating system. Windows Notepad has seen several changes and updates over the years, evolving along the Windows operating system. Notepad has consistently been a lightweight and straightforward text editor, maintaining simplicity while adapting to users' needs and technological advancements. The evolving timeline. Windows 1.1 in 1985 was the initial release. The first version of Notepad was simple, providing basic editing features. Windows 3.0 was introduced in 1990, and it improved the graphical user interface with better Windows management. With Windows 95, the support for long file names was introduced, along with general improvements to usability and interface. In Windows 98, Notepad added line numbers for the ability to go to specific lines in a document. It introduced word wrapping feature to improve text readability. With Windows XP, basic support for different text encoding, including Unicode, was added. Enhanced find and replace functionality was also included. In Windows Vista, minor updates to the user interface, keeping up with the overall aesthetic changes in Windows Vista. With Windows 7, improved performance and stability with small enhancements to usability and interface. With Windows 10, it introduced a feature like text zooming, better handling of large files, and improved search functionality. It also added support for Unix, Linux, and Macintosh line endings. The wraparound option to find and replace dialog box. It also included various bug fixes and improvements. With Windows 11, you get a refreshed UI to align with Windows 11 design language, including rounded corners and updated icons. It also supports dark mode, matching the system theme, and further improvements to performance, better multi-language support, and refined find and replace functionality. So what is a text editor? A text editor is a type of software application that is used for creating and editing plain text files. Unlike word processors, which include extensive formatting options, text editors focus on providing a simple interface for writing and editing text without any additional formatting. Text files are identified with the file extension .txt. Some of the key characteristics of text editors are that they handle plain text, which means the context is devoid of any styling, fonts, or formatting that are typically found in word processors. They usually have a minimalist design, focusing on text manipulation features without any unnecessary bloat. Text editors are generally lightweight and fast, requiring minimal system resources. Text editors are essential tools for programmers and developers. They're used to write and edit source code in various programming languages. Many advanced text editors provide syntax highlighting, making it easier to read and debug code. Editing configuration files like .txt, .ini, .conf, or .json for software and applications. Also, it's used for writing scripts like shell scripts, batch files, or Python scripts for automatic tasking and managing systems. Opening and examining log files to diagnose troubleshooting issues. In the general text editing, you can quickly jot down notes or ideas without need for formatting, create a simple to-do list or to make checklist, editing CSV or other text-based data files. In web development, it's used for creating HTML, CSS, and JavaScript files for web development, writing content in Markdown format for websites, documentation, or other platforms that support Markdown. The types of text editors, like Notepad for Windows or TextEdit for Mac OS in plain text mode, they offer basic text editing functionalities. More sophisticated editors like Sublime Text, Atom, Visual Studio Code, or Notepad++ offer additional features such as plugins, code auto-completion, version control integration, and more. Some examples of popular text editors: Notepad, a basic text editor included with Windows. TextEdit, the default text editor on Mac OS, which can operate in plain text mode. Notepad++ is an advanced text editor for Windows with many additional features. Visual Studio Code is a highly customizable and feature-rich editor suitable for programming. Sublime Text, known for its speed and elegant user interface, and Atom, an open source editor with a wide range of plugins. So if you're rethinking the value of Notepad, it involves examining its role in the utility in the modern computing environment. While it might seem basic compared to advanced text editors and integrated development environments, IDEs, Notepad holds significant value for several reasons. First, ease of use. Notepad's straightforward interface makes it accessible to all users, regardless of their technical expertise. It also simplifies menu interface, file, edit, view that allows to find, go to, font, and select all functions. No learning curve. Users can start using Notepad immediately without needing to learn complex features or commands. Default availability included with every version of Windows, Notepad is always available, requiring no additional installation. Quick startup. Notepad opens almost instantly, making it ideal for quick edits and note-taking. Low resource usage. It uses minimum system resources, ensuring that it runs smoothly even on older or less powerful machines. Stability. Notepad is known for its stability and reliability, rarely crashing or encountering errors. General text editing. It's suitable for a variety of tasks such as writing notes, creating to-do lists, and editing configuration files. Coding and scripting. Although it lacks advanced features, Notepad can be used for writing simple code and scripts, making it a fallback tool for developers. Data manipulation. Useful for editing CSV files and other plain text data files. The default format for Notepad is .txt. As a learning tool, the simplicity makes Notepad an excellent tool for beginners learning programming or text editing. It helps users understand the basics without being overwhelmed by features. Understanding the fundamentals. By using a basic text editor, users can gain a deeper understanding of file structures, text encoding, and other fundamental concepts. Cross-platform compatibility. Notepad handles plain text files, .txt, that are universally compatible across different operating systems and software. No dependencies. Unlike some advanced editors, Notepad does not require any special libraries or dependencies, making it a reliable choice for quick edits. In system administration, Notepad is often used for editing configuration files, writing scripts, and examining log files. Quick edits. Professionals across various fields use Notepad for quick text edits, removing formatting from copied text and other simple tasks. Troubleshooting. Notepad can be a handy tool for troubleshooting and diagnostic purposes, such as examining plain text logs and configuration files. Some of the modern enhancements. Recent updates in Windows 11 have brought modern features like dark mode, spell check, autocorrection, and improved performance to Notepad, making it more relevant in today's context. Integration with modern workflows. While Notepad remains basic, it can be integrated into modern workflows as a supplementary tool for quick and straightforward tasks. In conclusion, while advanced text editors and integrated development often offer numerous features and capabilities, Notepad values lie in its simplicity, reliability, and versatility. It serves as a fundamental tool that complements more sophisticated software, providing a straightforward solution for basic text editing needs. So rethinking Notepad's value means appreciating its role as a universal, always available tool that has stood the test of time, adapting to the evolving needs of users while maintaining its core simplicity. I'm Bill James with Tech for Seniors.
Thanks, Bill. Interesting. We'll see how people do on the quiz. You may have to do that again next week if we don't get some good answers, right?
Correct.
Okay. Thanks so much. Now Bob's going to start his. I put these two sections in because I thought, first of all, you may be flying this summer and you may be traveling. And so Bob's going to talk a little bit about travel. And then the second one is Bob's got a new career. Yes, he does. And he's going to get into music, and you'll see all about that. So come, Bob, show us how it's done.
Right, folks, buckle up and prepare for some turbulence as we dive into the latest airline fiasco. While most airlines and businesses have bounced back from the CrowdStrike update disaster, Delta Airlines is still stuck on the runway, struggling to get off the ground. What's the deal with Delta? Why is it still experiencing major problems when the rest of the industry is soaring smoothly? The background, the CrowdStrike update disaster. First, let's rewind a bit. The CrowdStrike update disaster was a cybersecurity incident that sent shockwaves through the aviation industry. A botched update caused widespread disruptions, grounding flights and creating chaos at airports. Most airlines managed to patch things up relatively quickly and resumed operations. But Delta, they're still in a tailspin. Delta's unique troubles. Number 1, legacy systems and infrastructure. Unlike some of its competitors, Delta relies heavily on older legacy systems. These systems are notoriously difficult to update and integrate with newer technologies. The CrowdStrike update clashed with Delta's antiquated infrastructure, causing more extensive damage that has been challenging to repair. Number 2, complex network and operations. Delta has one of the most complex and extensive flight networks in the industry. With thousands of flights and numerous hubs, even a small disruption can have a domino effect. The CrowdStrike disaster hit Delta's operations hard, and untangling the mess has proven to be a Herculean task. Number 3, cybersecurity vulnerabilities. Delta's cybersecurity measures were not as robust as those of some other airlines. The CrowdStrike incident exposed significant vulnerabilities, and addressing these issues has required a comprehensive overhaul of their security protocols. This process is time-consuming and has contributed to the prolonged recovery period. Number 4, resource allocation and prioritization. In the wake of the disaster, Delta has had to allocate substantial resources to fix the immediate problems caused by the update. This has diverted attention and funds away from other critical areas, slowing down the overall recovery process. Industry-wide comparison. So why are other airlines flying high while Delta is still grounded? Here are a few key differences. Number 1, modernized systems. Many airlines have invested heavily in modernizing their IT infrastructure, making them more resilient to incidents like the CrowdStrike disaster. Their ability to quickly implement updates and recover from disruptions has given them a significant edge. Number 2, effective crisis management. Airlines that bounced back quickly had robust crisis management plans in place. They were able to mobilize resources, communicate effectively, and execute recovery strategies more efficiently than Delta. Number 3, proactive cybersecurity measures. The airlines that recovered swiftly had stronger cybersecurity measures in place. Regular audits, up-to-date security protocols, and rapid response teams helped mitigate the impact of the CrowdStrike incident. The road ahead for Delta. Delta is not out of the woods yet, but there are some silver linings. The airline is making significant investments in modernizing its systems and improving cybersecurity. While the recovery has been slow, these efforts will pay off in the long run, making Delta more resilient to future disruptions. In the meantime, Delta passengers should prepare for some delays and disruptions. The airline is working tirelessly to get back on track, but it will take time. So pack some patience along with your carry-on, and let's hope the skies clear up for Delta soon. Stay safe, stay secure, and remember folks, flying isn't always smooth sailing, but with the right measures, we can avoid these debacles in the future. I'll see you again soon. Good morning. Time to have a bit of Tech for Senior fun. Today we're going to talk about a new AI product called Song.do. Let me bring up the website. Describe the style of music and topic you want. Use genres and vibes instead of specific artists and songs. You can give it lyrics. You can just give it the description of the song you want, and it will create it for you in a few seconds. I've had some fun and created 2 songs this morning. Actually, 1 song, and it gives me 2 versions of each song. And in the free version, you get to create 5 songs. 2 versions of each of those 5 songs. In the free version, you can share your creation. You can record it as I'm doing or will be doing here, but you cannot download it. So keep that in mind when you create your own music. Here's what I created. Tech for Senior, the place to be. I made up the lyrics. And as I said, there are 2 versions that it creates for you. Let's listen to version number 1. Wait.
When you're a senior and your tech knowledge is low, Tech for Senior is the place to go. Join us each Monday morning at 11:30 Eastern Time to get answers to your questions and feel fine. We have experts that will put your fears at ease. This new stuff can be learned in a breeze. Tech for Senior is the place to go. They really have a great and helpful show. Join us on Zoom each Monday morning. Get answers to those pop-up warnings.
That was version number 1. Let's listen to the second version.
Will put your fears at ease. This new stuff can be learned in a breeze. Tech for Senior is the place to go. They really have a great and helpful show. Join us on Zoom each Monday morning. Answers to those pop-up warnings. When you're a senior and your tech knowledge is low, Senior is the place to go. Join us each Monday morning at 11:30 Eastern. Join us each Monday morning. Get answers to those pop-up warnings.
That's version number 2. You got lots of time between now and Monday at 11:30 a.m. Eastern to create your own stuff and let me know what you thought of this new AI service. Hope to see all of you on Monday at 11:30 a.m. Eastern. Join me and the rest of the crew, and we'll be happy to help you with your tech questions. Bye-bye, and I hope to see you then.
Keep working at it, Bob, and maybe you'll get good, and Ray will get you on his music outro. So keep at it. I really like it. Ray, just before you start, I want to just tell everyone over on our YouTube feed that we have to say goodbye. Please don't forget we have our premiere version, premiere video coming up shortly. And don't forget our Thursday show, and we'll see you back same time, same place next week. All right, take it away, Ray.
Oh, I better be careful, but I think Bob is going to put me out of a job here.
I know you. I'm telling you, he's going like great guns. He's just started.
Wow. I'll have some comments in the afterwards. Anyway, let's get on with this part of the show. So Ray Charles, a musical genius. So at my weekly music listening club meeting, my friend Wilfred, who I think is with us today, he played a Ray Charles video clip that immediately resonated with me. It's from a UK show that was called Saturday Live. It was broadcast back in 1996 and was all the encouragement I needed to showcase this incredible music talent. So I've condensed the following narrative from ChatGPT. Ray Charles, often referred to as the genius, was a pioneering American musician whose work spanned multiple genres, including soul, rhythm and blues, jazz, and country. His remarkable contributions to music earned him widespread acclaim and cemented his place as one of the most influential artists of the 20th century. So Ray Charles Robinson was born on September 23, 1930 in Albany, Georgia. He was raised in a poor family in Greenville, Florida. At the age of 5, Charles began to lose his sight, and by the age of 7, he was completely blind due to glaucoma. Despite this, he showed an early interest in music, learning to play the piano, organ, saxophone, clarinet, and trumpet at the Florida School for the Deaf and the Blind, where he studied from 1937 to 1945. Now, in the late 1940s, he moved to Seattle, where he met Quincy Jones and began recording under his own name. His first big hit came in 1951 with Mess Around, which showcased his unique style and began to define his musical identity. Charles' career took off in the mid-1950s when he signed with Atlantic Records. His 1954 hit, I Got a Woman, is often cited as one of the first soul songs. Charles' ability to infuse gospel fervor into secular music was groundbreaking, and it laid the foundation for the soul music genre. Hits like What Did I Say, Hit the Road Jack, and Georgia on My Mind, which later became the state song of Georgia, showcased his versatility and profound impact on popular music. His innovative style and emotive performances earned him numerous accolades, including 17 Grammy Awards, the Kentucky Center Honors, and induction into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Despite his professional success, Charles faced many personal challenges, including struggles with addiction. Ray Charles passed away on June 10, 2004 from acute liver disease. The biographical film Ray, released in 2004 and starring Jamie Foxx, brought renewed attention to his life and work, with Foxx winning an Academy Award for his portrayal of Charles. Now, as a note, I looked it up, and the movie Ray is currently available on Amazon Prime Video. Ray Charles' life story is one of triumph over adversity, relentless innovation, and profound musical genius. His contributions to music have left an indelible mark, inspiring countless artists and continuing to resonate with audiences around the world. Now, Ron is always asking for toe-tapping music, and today I believe I've succeeded. Ray Charles, the genius.
Well done, Ray. That was definitely toe-tapping music, and I think it beat Bob's out. I do honestly. I think he's got a little work before he sort of gets on to the. Oh, he's got his hand up already. Bob, we'll get you in just a sec. Just before thanks so much, Ray. That was great. It's been a big meeting. We've had lots of fun. Just let you know that we do plan on having lots more how to do things with AI. As you can see, Bob had a lot of fun today making, and it wasn't that, I'm not going to say it wasn't that difficult. And he's found some really cool things that you can have fun with. So we hope to have lots more of that this fall for you. Lots of things that you can do and play around with it make some songs up. You can use the songs, lots of things that you can do. Don't forget, we at 1/2 we have our premiere version, which is coming up. I'm going to talk a little bit about taking a screenshot off your Chromebook and putting it into Google Photos. Huey's going to talk on Snopes and fact checking, which is really a good idea lately. And I'm also going to talk about security on your Android phone and finding those people who are tracking you. All coming up at 1/2. I put the link in the chat. And of course, if you get our Saturday newsletter, we have all that information in there for you. So let's, I think, yeah, well, let's get on with questions. Go ahead, Bob.
Two things. Number one, Ray, you couldn't see my feet because the camera doesn't go down there. But that was definitely toe tapping and a heck of a lot better toe tapping music than mine. The other thing to remember in Notepad, one of the nicest things that was added in the latest version, if you're on Windows 11, when you close down your operating system, Notepad comes back when you restart it. To actually close out a session of Notepad, you have to go to the individual Notepad and click the X, and then you get a warning. Do you want to save it or do you want to close it? But if you just simply restart Windows, Notepad will come back as soon as Windows comes back.
Yeah, I use Notepad all the time, have
Yep.
for years. And I really like the advancements they have in it.
Excellent. Excellent. Carl, go ahead.
Yeah.
Okay, couple things. One is, Bob, I understand from watching a newscast that Southwest Airlines was the least or not affected by that, was it the strike?
CrowdStrike.
CrowdStrike, because they were using Windows 8.
Yeah, but they had their security features up to date. That's what saved their bacon. Whereas Delta was way behind on their operating system and their security was not up to date. And that's what got them into trouble.
The other comment I wanted to make had to do with Notepad. When I was programming Cisco routers as a network engineer before I retired, the reason you used Notepad was because you didn't have control characters embedded in any of the functions like carriage return and so forth, which are basically invisible. That's it.
Thanks. Drew, go ahead.
Okay, I have two comments. One, Chris and Jim, and anyone else, if you don't have the circle to search, in Android settings, if you tap on display, then scroll down to what they call the navigation bar menu. There is, if you scroll down, an option to enable or disable circle to search. And your phone may have circle to search disabled, and you want to turn that on if it's not. Secondly, I asked Gemini about circle to search, and it knew nothing about it. So
it was fun for mine.
And I don't have the option in my Samsung.
Oh, you don't have circle to search as an option on your phone?
Not under the navigation bar, like you said.
Oh, so maybe you need an update.
I had to start mine.
And secondly, going back to the aging at home, while I was going through the process of figuring out how to communicate with people without a cell phone, I learned a standard Amazon Echo speaker is capable. If you use your app on your phone, and you can create contacts. And if you designate, it used to be all contacts, now it's only your favorite contacts. You can set up an if you scroll down in contacts, there's an option to set up an emergency contact. You can designate one person as an emergency contact. Then if you are in need of assistance, you can say your activation word, Miss A, and say, please call my emergency contact. And it will call that person through their speaker. You don't need to sign up for any phone service. You don't need to pay anything. It just works if you set it up. And also, if you have contacts that you set up as favorites, you have to add them as a favorite, and then you have to designate that, add them as a contact, then designate them as a favorite. And then if you are in need of assistance, anywhere you are within reach or voice contact of one of your Amazon speakers, you can call anybody that you need to call and ask them for help.
Thanks, yeah, Drew. When Robin was ill, we used the Miss A quite often. She could call our next door neighbor without having to have her phone handy. She'd just say dial and then the neighbor's name, and it would dial it, and she was able to talk without having to have the phone in her hand through the Miss A.
Excellent. Thanks. Murray, go ahead.
You're muted.
Yeah, you can also do that with Siri, but I just wanted to ask a question. One of you, I forget which one, mentioned an AI tool that you used to create PowerPoint presentations. Was that Bob or who was that? And what was the application? I'm sort of looking for one like that.
Murray, I believe you sent an email to us and I answered your question.
Oh, okay.
Email.
Okay.
But there's some other ones. There's a Guide, GUIDDE, which is an extension that you can use, and it will create PowerPoint presentations.
Okay, thank you very much.
Okay, Ray.
Oh, and I still don't. I updated my Google Photos on my iPhone, and I still don't have that magic edit.
Okay. Go ahead, Ray.
Okay, two comments on Bob's. No, on Bill's presentation, I'm sorry, for Notepad. That was very good. I use Notepad frequently now. I hadn't used it for years, but I love the fact that sometimes I'll be doing copy and paste, and I'll copy something that has all kinds of formatting in it that I have to spend time erasing. Instead, now what I do is I copy that into Notepad, and then from Notepad copy it, and Notepad eliminates all of that formatting for me, so I don't have to spend the time of going line by line and making changes. And the other comment is on the AI generated songs. In one of my music listening clubs, the ones where we meet in person here, I took and I played about a minute each of 3 different songs, and they asked those attending, what do they have in common? And of course, nobody knew. And these were all 3 AI generated songs. So yeah, this is really a lot of, there's about 2 or 3 different apps out there today that'll do that for you.
So what are you saying? Bob's got a chance?
I think he does. I think he has a bright future.
All right.
Still waiting for somebody to sign me up.
Yeah. All right, Chris, as per the last 5 minutes, you get it. I want you to answer question number 3 on our quiz. I'll share this. All right. Can you see it?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
So
number 3, what happens? Yeah.
Go ahead.
What happens to photos and videos when the high quality storage option is selected in Google Photos? There is no high quality option anymore. That was my problem with the question. It is now called Storage Saver, and the answer is B. They are compressed to save space, thus the new name Storage Saver, but the quality is still good enough for typical use.
All right.
There's your answer.
There's our answer. But I think the answer was still correct, right? Was it the still?
The answer was correct, yes.
Yeah,
The question was wrong.
Question was wrong. Well, so that's why I'm going to be sending it out.
What is this, Jeopardy?
Yeah, right. Excellent. Well, that's a good point. Good point. Thank you so much. Excellent. All right. Any more questions? Don't forget, this Thursday, we will be talking about all sorts of cool stuff. And I am so excited about ChatGPT search, which I think is going to be really good. So if you saw...
Just remember, it's not available yet.
It's not available. So if you saw Hewie's article on Saturday, the link is in there to sign up for the search. We're going to talk about that on this Thursday and all the ramifications that this could have. Very interesting. And don't forget that we've recorded this, and this will be online this afternoon in the edited version, where you can, of course, rewatch it And don't forget to click that like and subscribe. We always appreciate that. All right. Any more questions, or we'll call it a day? And Hewie, of course, will be running the show next week. So good luck, Hewie.
Yep. Thank you.
And we'll be there to support you. And thanks everyone for coming. We do appreciate it. Thank for all the presenters today. Thank you to Hewie, to Bob, to Bill, to Ray, and Chris's help as well. Thank you everyone for all the work you do. And we do appreciate it. I'm sure everybody on the show appreciates it as well, all our viewers. So keep up the good work. Just let everyone know we are getting very close to 10,000 subscribers. That is a huge milestone in the YouTube world. Only 1% of creators ever get to 10,000. So we are very, very close. So keep watching that, and we sure appreciate that. Like and subscribe. I know we gave Chris a big boost, Chris and Jim a big boost as they approached their 10,000th. So anyway, make sure you hit that subscribe because we're getting very close. All right. We'll talk to everybody maybe this Thursday or for sure next week. All right. Bye-bye
See you
now.
Thursday, everybody. Bye.
Bye-bye now.